Chapter 179 of One Punch Man begins with a happy family on their way to their brand new home in the Hero Association's complex, which only happened to cost them, you know, a 35-year loan. But wait a minute, would you look at that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the caked Baldy holding a child! Saitama vs Tatsumaki has escalated to something we never imagined. She fell in love with him. They fly across the city within seconds whilst hugging, and this prompts Tatsumaki to call him a pervert. Listen here, Tatsumaki, there is only one person that is a perv here, and that is you guys. Oh yeah, no. I saw your comments last time, okay? Look at this, disgusting. In anger, she spins Saitama into the ground with full force, but nothing phases him. This entire time, Saitama has refused to let go of Tatsumaki's hand, which makes her blush. She screams, "Are you into me or something?" No, he's angry that you destroyed his house and doesn't want a child to run away. However, the Rizzler strikes again. As Tatsumaki has confirmed Fubuki is into him, she becomes enraged, screaming that he is out of his mind, while still blushing, of course. When they first met, Tatsumaki labelled Saitama an eyesore, whilst he thought she was a little lost child wanting to go to the toy store. The running gag thus far is that Saitama ignores Tatsumaki on every given occasion. But of course that doesn't stop the entire community from shipping them, of course. And what if I told you that we found another Easter egg? In the canon murder case that is too impossible OVA, Zombie Man is stabbed and killed by Tatsumaki. But why? Well, that's because Saitama's Riz affected her. It shows that Tatsumaki is the culprit and she was very drunk. Saitama told her that she is a child and shouldn't drink adult sake. Feeling humiliated by this, she takes revenge by drinking as much as she could from Saitama's bottle of sake, which results in her committing murder. So what does that tell us? Well, in a shipper's mind, this means Tatsumaki has sought Saitama's acknowledgement since the moment they had met, but her insecurities have stopped her from accepting him. But at the end of the day, my man is a boobs guy. I mean, just look at this drip, and now let's just compare the two sisters. Listen, I don't mean to judge, but one clearly has the edge over the other. Let's just say that, shall we? Tatsumaki takes offense that Saitama has the audacity to think that she would run away from somebody so weak, which is when she admits that, you know what, alright, maybe he is a little bit strong.
Bitch, are you dumb?
Guess.
Pardon me?
Right now, Tatsumaki doesn't want to risk killing another hero, but she is gradually increasing her psychic output whilst being double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. God damn! Murata, you think we're not noticing? But trust me, we are. I think you love these psychic sisters a little bit too much. Anyway, she flips Saitama that sends him flying into nearby rocks, but it does nothing. In fact, as she begins to power up further, he calls it fun, as if it would be a cool roller coaster to ride on. This fun, bear in mind, has been picked up by nearby Hero Association as an abnormal tremor 2 kilometers away that would need S-class heroes to help defend it. So I'd just like to give my deepest condolences to the S-class hero unlucky enough to be tasked to try and get in between these two fighting. You shall be missed.
Shut your ass up. You don't even belong here.
Meanwhile, Tsukiyomi escapes from Tatsumaki's prison by digging underground and fleeing by car. And finally, this creep has a name, Mr. Apollo. But in their wing mirror, they see a gigantic tornado, which is, of course, Tatsumaki, the tornado of terror. Tatsumaki violently hurls debris towards Saitama, who just nonchalantly puts it to one side like it's nothing more than a slight inconvenience. In fact, he just lands on the boulders like it's nothing, causing massive craters. This tornado right here easily puts real-life versions on a minute scale. For example, the 2013 El Reno tornado reached a width of 2.6 miles and speeds of up to 301 miles per hour. Judging from the videos, I think it's safe to say that we'd all be pretty terrified if we saw this thing in real life, right? But let's have a look what this kid in the family car has to say, shall we? Let's drive closer so that we can speak to Tatsumaki. Wait, what? In fact, news just in, we have an exclusive live feed of the point of view from this kid watching Saitama vs Tatsumaki right now.
That is absolutely cursed! Yes! Yes! Ah!
Okay, but let's also have a moment for Murata blessing us with his pen, upgrading even the most NPC looking characters into goddamn hot waifus. A stray piece of debris from the tornado almost hits their car, but Saitama saves them, telling Tatsumaki to pay attention to the things around her. Angry once again, nothing new there, she fires another boulder at Saitama, who effortlessly deflects it away straight at the car. This time Tatsumaki defends it, calling Saitama dangerous and a baldy. He responds accordingly, of course.
The f*** you say to me, you little
She tells the car to piss off as her anger reaches an uncontrollable level, as she then prepares one final attack to finish off Saitama, as she doesn't believe he has what it takes to protect Fubuki. Oh boy, she has no idea. The reason why this ship works is that Saitama is one of the only people on the planet capable of surviving a Tatsumaki temper tantrum, thus allowing Saitama to use himself as a way for her to vent her feelings through destructive fights and tire her out. Let's not forget that Saitama expresses concern when he sees Tatsumaki in her vulnerable state and ultimately wants to make sure that she is okay, meaning he does care for her. In the canon One Punch Man audiobooks titled Saitama and the Mysterious Heroine, he claims he doesn't experience emotions like other people do because he has never been in love. As a result, he feels empty inside and lacks any emotions. Quoting Saitama here, he says, "I have the feeling that things like a heart-to-heart interaction, sharing an umbrella, warmth are all things broken away in my life. Other people can have things like big events and circumstances happening, romances and such bringing happiness in their daily lives, and that sweet-like stuff just fell right off of me. However, those with the notification bell on understand that this is part of their character arc. Tatsumaki, being the strongest female in the series, parallels Saitama's character. Because of their similar labels, he can understand being too strong and feeling isolated because of it, as Tatsumaki's troubled childhood and insecurities all happened because she was too talented as an Esper. This all links back into King's inspiring speech. He informed Saitama that he will not reach his full potential if he only tunnel visions on his power. To become the ultimate hero, he must ditch his god complex and simply become more in touch with his human side. Humans are fueled with emotions, and having a lack of it will make you feel void of what you're truly capable of. Every character in Saitama's life is slowly upgrading from strangers to acquaintance to co-worker and then friend. Genos is the first person to reach the finish line, as Saitama consoled him, stating his heart had grown stronger as he didn't throw his life away, therefore he couldn't have been weak. Likewise, he is now saving Fubuki and even Tatsumaki too, as he's trying to end their constant fighting because he understands that for their hearts to grow stronger, they need each other. After all, humans are a social species, and the cornerstone of our emotion come from the love and connections we make. Therefore, Fubuki and Tatsumaki will never become the heroes they aspire to be without accepting each other. Both want to become the strongest there is, yet when faced with the actual strongest there is, Tatsumaki will discover that being strong doesn't solve your problems, but people do. Just look at how busted Saitama became after feeling guilty about losing Genos to Garo. That is why the manga is superior to the webcomic, as one, the creator has changed the direction of the story. If we compare Tatsumaki to the webcomic and manga, in the first version she came across as a hypocrite and pretty much a murderer, as she had no remorse for anything she was doing whilst fighting it. Even civilians could have died, but in the manga her insecurities are displayed in full for Saitama's power to break down those barriers to make her realise that he is a good match for Fubuki. Oh yeah, did I just betray the ship on the last second of the video? Oh damn!
You can't keep getting away with it!
Let the war begin in the comments, alright? Fubuki or Tatsumaki? Who should Saitama smash? It's Fubuki.